My name's Leon Dunnett. I'm fighting out of Combat Kickboxing Academy, CKA in Bury St Edmunds. I'm fighting on July the 6th on the Leapfrog Fight Night Jack Hammer UK show.
Alex here for Leapfrog Fight Night, and I am with Mr. Leon Dunnett. How are you, brother?
I'm good, thank you, yeah.
It's very good to see you, mate.
Good to see you.
Nice little setup in a new gym here as well.
Yeah, it's a good setup. It's, we start here in next month, so it's nice to have another venue, another place to train. And
well, these mats are like so fresh and clean, mate. It's lovely. Mate, so good to see you. You're fighting July 6th on the Leapfrog Fight Night Jack Hammer UK show. You're fighting Paul Kastner for the ISKA World Title. You've already got the ICO title that you've won on Maximus. You're looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm raring to go. I had a late change of opponent a couple of weeks ago now, which it didn't upset too much. But yeah, we still work hard on ourselves and our game plan, and work hard on what I'm good at and what I need to work on. So a change of opponent wasn't a massive upset. It was not ideal, but yeah, it's the same change of opponent, same mindset, same plan, and
you've been in the game long enough to not really let something like that affect you, isn't it? You know. Yeah,
I've had a lot of pullouts before in the past, a lot of stand-ins, a lot of late change of opponent, a lot of letdowns. So I don't let that faze me anymore. Sort of used to it now, but
we'll go into obviously the Leapfrog Fight Night in a while.
Yeah.
And the world title. Let's go back to sort of little Leon. Where did this all start for you?
So it all started when my dad started up his Combat Kickboxing Academy in 2004, and yeah, I think I started kickboxing just before then, before my dad set up, and I was probably about 4 or 5.
That long ago?
Yeah. So
wow.
it's well, I hope not that long ago. But yeah, no. So I've lived and breathed kickboxing my whole life. I've missed out on certain things, as you do growing up when you're training at different shows, but up and down the country every weekend and training every night, and yeah, it's been my life since I can remember. So,
were you? Is it something you wanted to do yourself, or was it because of your father you actually got into it?
He's never forced it. He's never pushed me into it. The family haven't. The family have always been involved in fighting sports with boxing and kickboxing, but they've never forced it upon me. It's always me being, can I train, and no, you've got to do your homework.
Was there ever anything else? Football, anything like that?
Yeah, I've done.
Or has it always been?
I've done a bit of football. I've always been involved in sports. I love sport. I've always been involved, done various different sports, football and rugby and all different things. But yeah, nothing quite like kickboxing is.
What do you think's been the obviously being in the sport from such a young age to where you are now? How old are you now?
I'm 26 now.
So you're 26 now.
Yeah.
You've been in the sport for many, many years. How have you seen its involvement over the last 10 years, let's say, in terms of what's been good, what's been going down, what's been going up?
Yeah. So full contact kickboxing, obviously, as you know, used to be really big, and it used to have a lot more. It used to be a lot more popular than what it is today. I think everyone's jumping on the K1 bandwagon and going down that route, and it's sort of a bit of a dying sport, really, where people aren't putting on the shows anymore. The full contact fighters who were at the top of their game have sort of all made the crossover to K1. So it's nice to still be flying that full contact flag. It's the sport I grew up with. It's the sport I love. And yeah, so it's nice to see a show who is putting on that full contact, still flying that flag. So where it was, obviously, it was very popular in the past. It's tailed off now, but hopefully this is it's going to pick.
It can always be reignited, can't it?
Yeah, and
it's getting the eyes back on it.
That's it.
Getting people, look what you're missing if you're not watching this.
That's it.
With yourself, an incredible talent. There's some incredibly talented kickboxers on the scene as well, which have been kind of overshadowed and missed, really.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the likes of the Maximus show you fought on was a great show. You've got Mick Crossland's show that he puts on every year. That's always massive. Yeah. And then with Jack Hammer and Leapfrog sort of combining, hopefully we can all make that considerable effort to really push kickboxing the way it needs to, where it needs to be. What sort of gets you motivated every day to? Because it's hard, isn't it? You know, training twice a day, full-time job. You work full-time as well, family, girlfriend, etc., etc.
Yeah.
You know, what gives you that hunger and that drive to carry on and keep doing what you do?
I always think if I'm not training, my opponent is. And 5 years ago, say five, no, less than that, 2 years ago, I was sat at 18 stone, just after COVID, and got up to about 18 stone. Where
you and me both, mate. You and me both. I'm still at 18 stone.
Where I wasn't training, and just tailed off a bit, just lost a bit of love for it, where I wasn't training because of COVID, but because I always had that training in the background, it was just enough to keep off the beer weight, but where I didn't train, I put on a lot of weight. And
did you really?
Yeah, but
that really surprises me, mate. I wouldn't have expected.
Yeah, so that's the only real break I've ever had from the sport.
Well, he's trained since he's 3-4 years old. There was a stage where he got to about 115 kilo, where he gave up for a while because, to be honest, no one wanted to fight him, and you can't blame him, to be honest. So he had 5 years out, decided he was going to get his backside in gear and come back. Lost all the weight, lost 5.5 stone, has lived and breathed kickboxing forever in the gym. He's got a young family as well, and do shift work, so he's got to put all that together, which he does, and he still trains. He does running every day, he trains 3 times a day, puts the effort in and gets the rewards.
Because I've never had a break.
It's a break that was forced upon you.
Yeah, that's it. And I sort of, after COVID and after the 2 years out and getting to 18 stone, I was like, right, I'm going to make a comeback. But in order to get motivated to lose the weight, in order to train, I had to have a fight. Because I always think if I don't have an opponent, I haven't got nothing to wake me up in the morning to say, you need to train. Yes, for a bit of health.
It's like the treadmill, isn't it?
Yeah,
there's nothing on the treadmill that's at the end of it.
No, whereas I know if I don't train, I'll get knocked out.
Yeah.
So I needed that motivation to have someone to train for.
It's going back to sort of COVID. It's funny, isn't it, how everybody dealt with it so differently.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it didn't happen now.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, it seems so long ago now. Doesn't it?
It's weird. I worked all the way through COVID. I was quite lucky.
Yeah.
But my missus, she struggled.
Yeah.
She struggled with we've got two kids, and she just struggled at the kids day in, day out, constantly needing entertaining, not being able to go out. And I think everybody dealt with their own battles and stuff that they're not used to because it got forced upon us.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And it's now finding the time to train is quite hard. Obviously, I've got the 2 little boys, work shift. But getting that motivation to train is twice a day.
So how old are your little boys?
I've got one who's, it's a good question, one who's 1 and one who's nearly 3.
Oh, so they're not quite training yet?
No, not yet.
Another year?
Another year. Yeah, they're still coming training and stuff there.
Oh, wicked.
Not forcing them upon them, but just, I'd like to get them involved with it.
Support network, you've got a great support network around you?
Yeah, great support network, yeah, really good team around me, pushing me. Got a great sort of nutritionist, strength and conditioning, everything. And because it's a family-run club, it is exactly that.
There's a massive focus on that these days. A lot of people, if you go back sort of 5, even not that long ago, maybe 5 years ago, strength and conditioning and nutritionists weren't really a massive part of people's, people's camp, if you like, and they play such a role now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Has it made a difference with you?
Definitely, yeah. The nutritionist I've got now, I mean, I wouldn't enter a fight now without him, and it's a wonder how. Not a wonder how I got this far without him, but it's the energy and the strength you feel you have when you are in there by using him. It was why didn't I know about this 10 years ago?
Yeah, it's a science, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You know, weight cutting and nutrition and all that kind of stuff. It's a science.
It is,
and we're not scientists.
No.
So July 6th,
ISKA
World Title.
Yep.
What would it mean to you to win that?
It means a lot. It's a title I've always wanted. I fought in the ISKA World Championships when I was about 12, I think, for Team England, and I didn't get gold at that time. I went back and won gold a few years later, but the ISKA World Title is a title I've wanted since I've been a little boy, so it just makes it that little bit more special. But yeah,
it's quite a big title in the kickboxing world, isn't it?
It is massive, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Great sanctioning body, huge title, and big look good round your shoulder, mate. In terms of preparations for the fight, is there anything particular that you've been focusing on?
Not particularly. I mean, much the same as all my fight camps. It's been focused on myself, my diet, my strength, my training. But yeah, it's like I said, a change of opponent hasn't changed that motivation, hasn't changed that drive to win. It's another person in there at the end of the day. But I've got the same mindset, same slightly different game plan potentially. But yeah, it's
what are you going to do to ensure victory July 6th?
Oh, no spoilers, no spoilers. No, just do what I always do. I think I'm quite lucky in the respect that I can change my game plan. I haven't got to be a front foot fighter. I haven't got to be a back foot fighter. I can switch it at the change of a hat, which I feel obviously depending on my opponent works to my advantage, where I can sort of change what sort of style I bring, which I think as well is hard for my opponent to plan for, because if he's basing me off my last fight, then he might have a shock, or previous fight. So it's yeah, it's a nice hand to have where you can switch up like that.
What's the long-term goal? What's the long-term dream? I mean, let's say you win the ISKA World Title. It'd be nice to defend it. You don't see many defences these days. But what's the, you're 26 now. Where do we want to see Leon by the time he's 32?
So I've always wanted to be professional. Since I've been a little boy, I wanted to be a professional kickboxer. What the future holds after that, I'm not sure. If I go into something else professionally, it would be nice. But yeah, professional kickboxing is the end goal at the minute.
And to be involved in the sport for the rest of your life,
and continue,
no matter what.
And continue.
I can't see you giving up kickboxing completely, mate.
No, I mean I do a lot of coaching as well in my spare time. We've got one of our young lads actually fighting on the show as well on the undercard. So I'll be cornering him before I fight for the world.
If you could fight anyone, like famous, passed away, current, somebody you really want to fight now, if you could fight anyone in the world, what's your dream fight?
Fight Muhammad Ali.
Really?
Yeah. I'd be on my ass, but
but I'd lose, but I just want to get in the ring
to
with
say
him.
You've done it, or a Tyson or someone like that, one of the greats. I mean, yeah, to say you've fought the best would be an experience.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's one of my go-tos for round my dinner table.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I could pick 5 people to have dinner with, Muhammad Ali would definitely be definitely be one of those.
And I always say that to the young guys in the gym as well. I said some people come in for the sparring and they avoid the best ones, they avoid the big boys, and it's like, well, if you're not going to go with the best ones, how do you expect to get any better? If you're only going to go with the ones who are your level or below, you're never going to get any better, are you? So I always tell them to go with the ones who are going to push you. Go with the ones who you are going to get beat up. But that's how you learn, isn't it? So.
Yeah, you only learn from people that are better than you.
That's it.
100%. So Leapfrog Fight Night, you've fought on Jackhammer a few times now. You're well known on the circuit. We've told you about the Leapfrog Fight Night element and how it's going to work. What do you think about it?
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to fight on the show. It's obviously great publicity. It's got some full contact. It's got some money being put into it now, which is nice to see. With the interviews, the big screens, it's what the sport needs. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to showcase my skills on the show and get my name out there how it should be.
And if your opponent was here right now, what would you say to him?
He probably wouldn't understand me because
he's foreign.
He's from Germany. But yeah, I'd be respectful as ever, as I always am. Let our hands and feet do the talking when we're in there. Shake his hand. Good luck.
Just business.
Yeah, business as usual.
Well, may the best man win.
That's it.
Leon, thank you for your time, mate.
Thanks very much.
Anyone you want to shout out before we go?
No, I'd just like to say thank you to all my sponsors. Obviously, without them, I couldn't do this. Thanks to my coaches, my nutritionists, but yeah, mainly all my sponsors and my family for allowing me to be here today.
Well done, mate.